Right, and ready to go on your end, Chonky? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys, boys, and non-conventionally identifies. It's your boy, Mr. Pip Darty, in the house, and I'd like to bring to you the one, the only, and probably for good f***ing reason, Chonky.
Thanks for having me.
What's going on, Chonky? And welcome to this evening's episode of Let's Chat, the podcast where I talk about random shit with my friends on the internet because I feel like other people on the internet should get to know them.
I think we've got some good stuff to talk about.
Oh, we most certainly do tonight, Chonky. We got a decent amount of questions from your degenerates, my degenerates, and the internet's degenerates.
Oh, God.
Is it really Mr. Pip Daddy? Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Major Hurricane. For those of you that don't know, quick housekeeping, chat interaction will be minimal. That's why I collect the questions ahead of time, just so that Chonky and I can get through all the questions that you guys are nice enough to submit, plus the questions that I have for him myself. But I love you guys for being here. If you guys happen to have to step out, this will be posted live, it'll be posted live for you guys to watch later. The VOD will be posted later on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. So, Chonky, how you feeling today?
Pretty good. Nice day off. Nice and relaxing.
Hell yeah. What'd you wind up doing on your day off?
After sleeping for 2 hours, because I have a problem with video games, I went out and picked up a new snake. And so those of you guys who are familiar with my channel, I have a lot of snakes. But now I have one more, Pacific gopher snake.
Very nice.
Little baby.
You guys can hear Chonky now? All right, cool. Yeah, that might have been Discord fucking up. All right. Yep, chat confirmed. All right, we are good now. What kind of snakes you wind up picking up?
It is the Pacific gopher snake, or I had the scientific name brought up just a second ago. But it's a little baby. I probably won't bring it out on stream for a couple weeks just because it needs to adjust to its new home. But it is the I'm gonna brutalize this pronunciation. Pituophis catanifer, I think. But yeah, Pacific gopher snake, pretty chill, super docile normally. The original owner just couldn't take care of it, and they didn't want to release it, so I'm seeing if I can take care of it.
All right, looks like we got a little bit of an audio issue. Let me adjust that real quick. We just got to turn you up a little bit, Chonky. No worries.
Are my levels of volume adequate?
Can you guys hear Chonky in the chat? I swear I might have done like a dozen episodes of this already. So I might... I swear I kind of know what I'm doing sometimes. Chonky's good? Alright. Hail to the yeah. Alright, so Chonky, why don't we just take a quick sec and just introduce you to the internet. Chonky, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Chonky. Been streaming for a little over 2 years now, and yeah, I mean, other than being an avid gamer and a lover of the FGC, mostly Tekken. I don't like 2D fighters, but
Same.
yeah, see, but play a lot of Tekken, play a lot of just other games. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Mordhau, where I'm playing through a game called Monos, The Hands of Fate, based off of the 1966 movie.
Yeah, I saw you playing that earlier. I was like, the fuck? They made a game about this?
Yeah, right? Because I only know the movie from Mystery Science Theater. But other than video games, I also stream a lot of my pets. I got a lot of animals. Right now I currently have 27 snakes. Then I have 3 spiders and 2 cats.
That is quite the Noah's Ark you got there. That is one of the reasons why I personally have grown fond of Chonky, is for as I like to call them, his baby noodle streams. And no, that's not where he pulls his pants down on stream.
That's OnlyFans.
So how long have you? So you said 2 years as far as you've been streaming. How long have you been playing fighting games in general?
Pretty much the same amount of time. I started streaming in, I think it was June or July 11th, one of those 2 months. back in 2018 just on a whim because my buddy was playing PUBG Mobile and it looked like a blast, and so we streamed it together, and that was like first creation of my channel.
Nice.
And I started playing Tekken a little bit earlier that year, probably like March of 2018, because it was now out on Steam, and it's like, yeah, try it out, and yeah.
So the whole concept of you streaming in the first place was just you and your buddy just did it on a whim, and you said, "Oh fuck it, I kind of like this."
Yeah. Well, because he was doing it because he was bored and was like, you know, I want to stream Counter-Strike, I want to stream PUBG Mobile, stuff like that. And so I watched his stream, and it was really fun to like see one of my best friends and then like, you know, like harass him, you know, shoot a couple messages out and stuff like that. But then
that's always good, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, I can do that. And then it was like, oh yeah, I should do that. Ooh, and then it was just as simple as setting up an account, and boom, there we go.
So did you already have a setup when you got home, relatively speaking, or was this something that you kind of had to like plan for?
When I first went live, I was just using like my headset and my headset mic, no cam or anything like that. And then I tried to like upgrade to a better gaming headset with a better mic, and then eventually I got like a really bad camera, which I now use for the noodle streams. It's the one that sits close up and looks at them. And then I got that and like this really crappy mic, and then slowly but surely I've upgraded, and so now I have like a decent mic and still a camera that could use upgrading, but you know, it's slowly built up over time.
I mean, most of the time we're what, like this big on the screen, like way over
Pretty
yonder,
much.
so it's like, who the fuck really cares that much anyways?
Exactly.
I mean, unless you decide one day, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna mod myself into Tekken and just be every character I play.
Maybe. I have a couple friends in the modding community.
Which, I mean, there you go. You could actually... So for those of you that don't know, Chonky is a Gigas main, which is just amazing in and of itself. I thought I was a masochist playing Yoshimitsu. This guy...
Gigas. Actually, let me... It's impolite to run off camera. Let me show you guys something real quick.
Oh, no, you're totally fine. Without destroying your stream, please.
Okay. I got all excited.
I really thought this was about to be an episode of Stream Fails, because I saw everything coming down as soon as my court started.
No, I got up and yanked my headset with me, but here's a little Pearly Bead Gigas throwing out a sweet dab.
Yes!
But yeah, this is my main in Tekken, Gigas. People say he's like the worst character in the game next to Eliza. I don't believe it. I think he's better than people give him credit for.
I mean, you can certainly beat my ass with Gigas, and you're actually the reason why I play Gigas now. So
yeah,
just don't.
You know, if you want some private lessons, totally down to help you out.
Just don't ever watch me play Gigas.
You'll do me proud. I'm not worried.
Oh no. Last Tekken Tuesday, it literally, you could ask everybody that was there. Shield, fucking, the entire time I was just saying in Discord, like, I really hope Chonky's not watching this right now. So you already had a setup at home. You just said, all right, screw it, I'll work with the gear that I got, and then you just kind of built on it over time. What were some of the challenges that you faced, aside from having maybe not the greatest hardware in the world? What were some of the biggest challenges that you faced in your early days of streaming?
If I were to think back, I'd probably say the hardest thing at first, the thing that I thought was going to be the biggest hurdle, was being on camera all the time. Because like I like
a beard like that. That's what you're worried about. It's fucking.
Well,
guy.
I mean, for the longest time I was worried that when I finally did upgrade to having a camera, I was like, oh god, they're gonna like see me all the time. That means I have to have like proper lighting and which I still don't have. You can see like my lamp shadow right here and like whatever. But anyway, like I was
you fixed
worried.
it in post.
Yeah, exactly. But I was worried that you know, I was just gonna look dumb. And then when I finally got a camera, I was like, oh, like, all right, this is good. And then the next hurdle, probably the one that I had the hardest time keeping up with, is actually trying to stay engaged with my community. You know, being constantly active in the Discord, which sometimes I'm not. And, using my Twitter, which I hate Twitter. I hate social media, but like just trying to, build my channel. That is the biggest hurdle. So just stick with it. Even when numbers are average or below average, just keep fucking plugging away.
Yeah, I think that consistency is what a lot of what a lot of people tend to struggle with. What were some of the ways that you, I don't want to say motivated, but what were some of the things that kept you going, kept you consistent, or drove you to be more consistent?
Honestly, streaming became my escape. Like I did it as at first just like a thing to do for my friends because I have a buddy who has a lot of downtime at work. So he was like, if you stream and I'm at work, I'd love to watch you. And he's actually Panda Skinner, the mod who's just always there lurking, timing people out. But that became my escape. So like, I work full time and I'd stay pretty active in my spare time. So it's like I'm always doing stuff and getting stressed out from life and family and drama. And then the moment I sit down and, hit the go live button, that's when it just kind of like I can just push all of that out, and then I just get to relax and unwind and be with friends.
Yeah,
so it's actually like
just kind of in a bubble with the homies.
Yeah. So even if my numbers were low, or I didn't necessarily want to play Tekken or something, like
Chonky not want to play Tekken? What year is this?
I mean, hey, we all get burnt out, but it was like streaming inspired me to stream more. Like there's only been like a couple nights here and there where it's like I don't want to go live because like something's going on. I just need a night. But other than that, streaming is like really just motivated me to stream more. And now it's like I sell merch and stuff. Like I love it.
Now, would you say that as streaming has kind of evolved you or changed the way that you're like IRL or like out in public's like social interactions at all?
Actually, kinda. I think so. Like it mellows me out in terms of like I can sort of let loose on camera and be crazy and just childish at times. I can get all of that out of my system, and then when I meet people or go hang out with people I haven't seen in a while, I don't need to have outbursts and be an ass. Just I'm chill. It's good.
I'm trying to picture you like being mellow, and that's an interesting concept.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I have to be professional or quiet, but like, yeah, no, before streaming, and I mean, I'm still kind of wild, or maybe it's just me getting older and me calming down, but like, Chonky in his young 20s, like, crazy. I was definitely into mischief and into
party
partying.
Animal. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Clothes coming off and
oh my.
Yeah.
Not on this platform.
Good times.
Yeah, that's one of the things that that we actually made mention of in a couple of interviews is like Twitch is a weird way to see a totally different side of somebody that even if somebody you knew IRL popped into your stream, I bet they'd be like, oh, I didn't know this about you, or I haven't seen. Yeah. It's really interesting how a webcam pointed at you and a regularly standing audience in front of you can really just kind of make you open up a lot more than like being in a crowd of quote unquote friends or like people you see every day. It's such an interesting platform, and that's one of the things that I've definitely noticed with a lot of streamers versus a lot of YouTubers that I've met over the years is that not to generalize, but YouTubers that like strictly like that's their shtick is making YouTube videos. They're just like, okay, because I can always just edit this and clip that out and kind of polish this up exactly the way I want it. I don't have to tell y'all shit if I don't want to. With Twitch, it's like, no, if I fuck up, that's live, that's out there, that's on the internet, that's clipped, that's forever. So it really both makes you, in a way, kind of carefree, but at the same time, you're like, I'm going to be on my mostly best behavior.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of behavior, like I definitely agree with that because there are some times where you just kind of really want to just like say something nasty, but then you just kind of, all right, guys, like GG's whoever that player is, or say someone's being salty in Tekken, you just kind of. But honestly, in in keeping like myself in check, like making sure I'm, not being a vulgar, like toxic asshole, it's actually made me less toxic in general. Like having to censor myself more actively has actually really helped me out. Like,
Yeah, kind of put that bug in your brain of like constantly thinking like, should I really say this?
Yeah, because it's like, and it's just as you said, like a YouTuber, they can edit it. It's like, I'm going to put all the good parts in a row. Boom, great content. But then they go live stream, and it's super boring and it's awkward, and they don't know where their punchlines are, and neither does the audience. But then you get a streamer, and it's a different formula, and we just kind of roll with it, and just boom, joke here, boom, one liner here, boom, I made an ass of myself here, like. It just happens, and we just make the most of it.
Yeah, you kind of just learn to roll with whatever falls out of your mouth and whatever happens.
Exactly. Or sometimes,
there's a few YouTubers that I know personally that just seem to have the formula down on both fronts. I don't know how the fuck you guys do it, but my hat off to you. It's kind of one of the whole reasons behind this format here is I can just render it, put it up on YouTube, no editing required. So one of the questions that I want to touch on that a lot of people on Twitter actually asked me is the ears. Let's talk about the ears for those. No, the other ears,
okay.
Chonky. Yes, let's talk about the ears for a sec. Where did this idea come from, and why pink?
Well, actually, the pink headphones I bought from a friend of mine way before I started streaming, and I bought them because she didn't want them. Like, she got them and I was like, shit, I need the money. I'll sell them to you for cheaper, and they're brand new. So I was like, yeah, it was like $40. So I was like, yeah, here you go, $40. And when I was getting them, she's like, they make cat ears specifically for these ones, but they work on every headset. And I was like, oh, really? And that was like another $20. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I need pink cat ears for my soft pink headphones. Fuck it. And so I did it, and it just kind of stuck. Like my original gaming headset that I used, I thought it was higher quality. And so I put the pink cat ears on that one. So if you ever see old clips on my channel, you might see like a black headset because that had better audio control, and the mic was better quality and blah, 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 but still had the pink cat ears. And then when I moved on to actual like decent mics, I could use these, and I love these. I've been using these ones nonstop for almost 2 years, and they're finally starting to fall apart. But if I get a new headset, I'll probably just get another one. And now I feel like it's me, like it's on my logo. Like it's just so many people come in and they'll be like, I love your cat ears. They're so cute. That's an amazing headset. It's like, oh, thank you. Like
that's one of the first things that I think that was I said that right after I followed you. I was like, okay, good at Tekken, beard, cat ear. I'm done. Follow. It's over. Mandatory friendship for life now.
Yeah, unfortunately, since I play a lot of Tekken, it brings in a lot of people who are like, I love your Lucky Chloe headset. I hate Lucky Chloe.
Oh my god.
But then I end up having mods on every character I main of Lucky Chloe, and voice clips, like voice mods with Lucky Chloe. So it's like, do I really hate Lucky Chloe? Yes, but also she's hilarious. Like I can't help it.
You've just embraced the meme, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
So aside from Lucky Chloe, who would you say is your second least favorite character?
To fight against, I would honestly probably say Huarang. Just so many kicks and endless mix-ups, and
Midnight,
there's things you can do. Yeah. But yeah, Huarang definitely, especially with the Gigas matchup, because some of the stuff if you see it coming, you can duck it. Some of his stuff you can step. Gigas can't really step that well. So a lot of my stuff with Huarang, I have to backstep out of the way if I can't duck it. And it's just annoying. And they like to just push buttons and get away with everything. Ugh.
I too like to push buttons. With Lei, though, unfortunately, it doesn't work out that well most of the time. Oh man. So, what would you say aside from the escapism and the just the hobby of it, what would you say was one of your favorite things that you've learned either how to do or learned about yourself over the 2 years that you've been streaming?
Well, like, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm really good with people. and like listening to their like issues and helping them get through things and making them laugh. And so streaming has just further reinforced that, because I'll have people who just stop in and it's like, thank you for making my day better, and or thank you
I think
for,
I have a button for that. Stand by.
Oh.
Oh, my soundboard apparently doesn't want to be working, but you are correct, sir.
But it's like, that like just knowing that I can sit here in the corner of my busted ass house and stream content for people on the other side of the world and impact them in a way that I didn't think I could. Like, yeah, that makes it worth it. And then the idea that, I could actually turn it into something. I've got a small community now. I have merch designs now. Like, people are actually like, feels like a good active community. And that alone makes me feel like it's also worth it in and of itself.
God, isn't it weird? Like, did you have the same feeling I did with your merch? Like, wait, I have merch now. Like, people are wearing like my clothing. Like, what is what is this?
Yeah, there was like because like mostly it was in like IRL friends who were getting my shirts, and then a couple viewers as well, like a couple mods here and there. But I remember the first pictures seeing like somebody got like a pin, like a safety pin button that you put on, and I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that's epic, that's me, that's artwork of me. And then
Right?
Somebody had a T-shirt and someone had a mug. It's like, oh man, like that's so amazing. And then it's unreal. I don't know. It's you can't really describe it.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the better feelings, in all honesty. Like as soon as I got my first like little, because I use Stream Elements, as soon as I got the first little notification of, oh hey, DJ Arrow bought a T-shirt from you, I was like, bruh, what? And then he actually showed it to me. I was like, okay, this is a thing. This is real life. This is happening. Okay.
Right. And then like they'll some of the people will be like, oh, I got so many remarks on your shirt, or so many people like this. It's like, yes, like, yeah, enjoy my content, please. Like, I love it. Like, it's so cool. Just thinking that some people somewhere is seeing your merch. Like, I don't know. It's
Now, would you say that there's anything in particular that you dislike about streaming?
Some of you people on the internet are really weird, okay? And y'all try to get too personal sometimes in the wrong way, okay?
Was Chonky asked to show feet? Is that what happened?
Oh, I'll show feet. No, but there's just been like a few people I've met over my couple years streaming, and they've been bad people, and like I don't associate with them anymore. Like, they're out of my life, whatever. I've blocked them, but they'll think that just because you have 10 people average watching your stream or whatever, that they need to and can become your best friend, and then they will try to weasel into your small community and like feel like they have power in there, and it's so toxic. You meet some of the worst people, but you also meet some of the best people, like you, Pip.
Oh, stop it. I'm just a degenerate on the internet that's trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing with his life after 28 years.
That's a big mood. That's a big mood.
Oh, man. So, this was another question that surprisingly actually got asked a couple of times. And I don't understand it. I guess I haven't been around for some of these, if this is an inside joke or not, but what are your 3 favorite spices?
Spices? That's a good question. I mean, so I love spicy food. I actually, up until like last week when they all got moldy, I had a big bag of peppers in my cupboard, but I have like, I just love spicy food in general. So like The Last Dab, from the show Hot Ones or whatever, I've gone through quite a few bottles of that. So I guess if you want to ask me my favorite peppers, I would probably say the Carolina Reaper, the Pepper X, and then I've always wanted to try a chocolate bootla. That sounds so good.
I've never even heard of that.
It's crazy. It's like a cross between like a Trinidad Scorpion and like Carolina Reaper, something like that. I don't know.
Now you see,
crazy
for me,
peppers.
I love the Trinidad Scorpion. That by far is like my go-to. But a buddy of mine here in Jersey actually makes a hot sauce with Trinidad scorpions, and
Ooh.
every single time I see him, I'm like, you better have an entire case of this hot sauce, or I'm gonna like there's gonna be problems.
Oh, and I actually just remembered that question might have been in regards to what I season my chicken with, because it's become a meme to ask me, or say that I don't season chicken, okay? And I wash it with soap, all right? I'll tell you, that's the first step to cooking chicken is wash with soap. Actually, no, it's not. I'm kidding.
Please don't.
But
Please
like,
don't. Anybody that's watching this later on YouTube, don't wash it. Don't take cooking advice from Chonky. Don't wash your
No.
chicken with soap.
No, but I like garlic, lemon pepper, stuff like that. Throw a little cayenne, and then get your chicken all nice and slap it around, get it all nice and lathered up, and bake it. Yeah, good.
Alrighty then. So this one actually just got sent to me. So on a scale from 1 to 2D anime girl, how bad do you want to be a cat girl?
Not at all. You remember when I said that there are some weird friggin' people on the internet? If I were a cute anime cat girl,
This is prime
I would
example.
have to hide.
Yeah, this is prime example of weird people on the internet. And just because you said that is the only reason why I even took that question.
We can't have nice things.
I mean, we can. People just like to ruin them.
Exactly.
Oh man. So as far as without things that are like questionably borderline, like you might have gotten banned for it, what would you say is one of your funniest stream fails?
I think the funniest stream fail, you would have had to have been there to have the full context. But my stream that was going from New Year's 2018 to 2019, I didn't have a very big channel. I had just hit affiliate, so I had like maybe at the time 58, 60 followers. And I was like, all right, guys, since I can accept subs and stuff like that and get bits, I'll drink for, certain amounts. And I was like, nobody's ever going to donate. So I'll do a shot for 50 bits. That's a 50-cent shot, by the way. And if you sub to me, I'll do 2 shots. Well, 2 hours into the stream, me owing 35 shots later, 37 shots, something like that, I had made it like 25 shots deep. And I, for some reason, I was like, what's the best way to soak up all this alcohol I'm consuming? Oh, I'll just have a whole mess load of pizza rolls. So, 2 hours into a stream, I'm playing drunk Tekken, just like shoveling pizza rolls into my mouth, just like just drunk and
Just dead.
messy. I remember there was one fight I was up against a Jack player, and there was just like, it wasn't connecting, and I needed to go to the bathroom. And I was like, I'll be right back, guys. And like, I just get out of there, go to the bathroom, and I never come back.
Just
and
got up like an RE2 zombie.
Yeah. And so my buddy Panda, he had paid for a bunch of the shots, but he worked, he works like 35 minutes from my house. So when he knew that I disappeared, he called me, and I guess I was on like Twitch chat on my phone, like talking about how I was throwing up. And then like he called me, and I was like, this is your fault. And like was just yelling at him and stuff. And then I passed out on the floor. He came and rescued me. And the end of the stream, it's like dead quiet for like an hour. And then you just hear footsteps and him sit down in his uniform and angry face look around. And then you hear him clicking on windows, and then he looks right at the camera, and then boop, stream ends. And so I think that was probably my funniest fail. But you had to be there to get it, because like I only had like a 5 or 6 viewer average. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'll put 50 bits in. I'll put 50. Here's 5 shots, just do. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, guys. Woo.
I'm so glad Twitch cracked down on that and was just like, hey guys, not only should you not do this, but now you can't do this.
Right.
Because like, I mean, I did a similar thing when I started streaming. I did it for my birthday. I did it for Halloween. I did it for New Year's. I wasn't quite as crazy as you doing, 50-cent shots. I did like, hey, around my neck of the woods, a shot will run you like $8. So, pay up.
I was a cheap whore that night. Very cheap whore.
That night?
Yeah, just that night.
Just that night, right? You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
So, 2 years is a long time to be doing anything consistently. And of course, I mean, you've already given us some pretty good reasons as to why Chonky himself still continues to stream. But I gotta ask you, was there ever a time where you were just said, "Hey, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit." Or like, I need to take like a very extended break from this. Have you ever have that like streamer break moment?
The only time I really feel like I wanted to not stream was when my stomach was exploding. I had surgery earlier this year because I had a herniation in my stomach where there was a couple sections where my guts were poking through, and I could actually like feel my guts and like push them back in. It's nasty. The week leading up to my surgery, I was like, I'm not streaming, guys. Like, it's dangerous. I'm not going to stream. But I couldn't wait to get back in front of the camera. I've never, honestly, like, excuse me. I've never, like, and there's sometimes where I'll be like, do I want to, like, when do I want to stop streaming in the future? But never should I stop now. Like, I just want to keep going.
I mean, in theory, hey, look, if Bernie Sanders can still stream on Twitch, so you can still stream when you're old and gray yourself, so.
Yeah, I really thought I would get bored of it because I don't like to stick with a lot of projects. And this is just, it's now become a hobby of mine. I love it.
Dude, this room is a prime example of me never staying on a project. There's 2 projects right there. There's my guitar, which is still not finished. There are 2 violins back there I gotta work on still. That whole mess of a project wall behind me. Dude, trust me, I know what you mean by like never wanting to stick to a project.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, at least for me, like, streaming in a way has such a dynamic quality to it. Like, you could turn around tomorrow and decide, fuck this. I don't want to stream Tekken. I don't even want to stream video games. I'm just going to grab my phone. I'm going to walk outside and I'm just going to walk and talk to people. You could very well just make that decision tomorrow and nothing really changes to your whole streaming dynamic except for you don't have a fight stick in your lap the entire night. Like, that's the only thing that changes. And
I have done streams like that. Even like I live streamed when I was at Evo, and that was a blast. And like when I do my snake streams and my beetle streams, that originally started because one time I was talking about raising exotic beetle larvae and having rainbow dung beetles, and someone was like, "Well, I want to see that. Can you stream it?" And I was like, "Oh, well, how would I?" And so I used to stream it on my phone. And then I ended up getting a secondary setup with an old work laptop that sucks. But like, yeah, like doing an IRL stream like that, like having you guys join me in something that's way more personal than just me screaming at a video game. Like, it's that is definitely like a breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah, and that's definitely one of the nice things that makes your channel in particular unique is, like, me, every single time I see you doing a bug stream or a snake stream, I'm like, I don't care what any of you guys in chat want to do tonight. I'm raiding Chonky. We're gonna go hang out with some snakes and some bugs and shit, because that's cool. Like, that's fucking dope. And I sit there and ask this man a bajillion fucking questions, because I don't think I would ever have it in me to put that amount of work and effort into raising all the snakes that he has and all the bugs he has, but oh man, if I didn't have to do anything else, I would literally just have an entire house of like reptiles and bugs.
Yeah, it's great. Like, if I could, I would love to do that for a living.
You should hear this man talk about bugs too. Like he talks about bugs like people talk about their fucking D&D characters. Like, it's ridiculous.
It just blows my mind. Like, bugs themselves, like, they're so different, and the millions of years of evolution that they've gone through just to make them do this one specific task, and they're so tiny, and easily killed, but their bodies are perfectly fine tuned to do this exact one minuscule task that somehow greatly impacts the environment. And it's like it's all just a cog in the system. I love it. I think it's brilliant. And then, like, as much as I would love to do it for a living, unless you are truly fortunate in the field, all of the money and schooling required to become like a professional entomologist, like it doesn't pay what I want it to pay. So it's just, no, I'll do it as a hobby.
Kind of sounds like being an artist.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
$140,000 on average, at least around my neck of the woods, to get a bachelor's degree, and then you're usually stuck being an art teacher or a freelance artist, and they both make about the same amount of money around here.
Sad.
Which, for those of you that don't know, would probably take you about 10 years to pay off all that schooling, and that's after you get a decent job.
Right. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So would you say that you have a favorite particular, like, breed of snake and type of insect, or...
Yes, my favorite insect is the devil's flower mantis, or the idol mantis diabolica. It's so, like, spiny and colorful and crazy. I love it. It looks super cool. And then snakes. I don't know if I have a specific breed that's my favorite. I just like them. You can't. I can't pick a specific breed, because now in the hobby there's so many different morphs of, like, different colors and species. Well, not species, but, like, types of a breed of snake. That, since they have all these different colors and variations, people will just be like, all right, now you guys are gonna bang, and then you guys are gonna bang, and then you guys, and they just make all of these crazy combinations that I can't pick a single favorite.
Is that just a universal hand signal for snake breeding, or is that just the process? You just stick two snakes.
That was just what was clicking
like
in my head.
Plugging in an extension cord.
Exactly. But beetles, I would probably say the Chonkosoma atlas, which is this little guy at the top of my shoulder. That's probably my favorite beetle. It's
the only thing that freaks me out about them is they remind me of the fucking scarab beetles from the Mummy movie.
See, and
those things terrified me as a kid.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it terrified me. It more like fascinated me, because I was like, is that real? Are there really bugs that can burrow into your flesh and make you run headfirst into a rock wall? That's fascinating. I was like, oh, it's CGI. I was like, 10. But I have, rainbow dung beetles in my freezer. I'm waiting to find somebody who can do a resin cast the way I like it. And I want to get a bunch of my dead insects, preserved. And these rainbow dung beetles are so beautiful. They're kind of like the ones from the Mummy. Some are like blue and purple, but some are gold and like yellow and orange. And they're so shiny, but they spend their entire lives underground or in poop. So it's like, how does that happen? Like, you're so gorgeous, and this is where you live. Like, oh my gosh, it blows my mind.
Fun fact, there's actually an endemic life in Monster Hunter World that is based on the rainbow dung beetle. And it is equally impossible to fucking find.
Oh, Monster Hunter.
For somebody that likes bugs, you really should get back into Monster Hunter. I'm just gonna put that out there now.
I love Monster Hunter, but I feel like it's run its course with me. I played it literally since the first one on PS2, where you attacked by moving the right analog stick. So I've been through every single Monster Hunter, and like the PSP, way ahead of its time. That was my favorite era of Monster Hunter, personally. I think it looks gorgeous now, and it's great what they've done. It just doesn't feel the same to me, playing it over the past 15 years.
Oh, well, I mean, it's definitely evolved. And, yeah, let's just say I definitely know what you mean about the PSP Monster Hunter era.
Oh, man, so good, so good.
I was actually just doing some hunts on Freedom before this fucking podcast.
Hell yeah. Sadly, all my PSPs have been lost to time.
That one in particular I've held on to, because that's one of the few ones that can still do HDMI out over the USB, and I keep toying with the idea of trying to make it work with my capture card, but there's some weird, like, driver fucky issues. Like, it'll plug into a TV just fine, but it will not plug into a capture card. It's just like, nope, I don't know what this is.
That'd be really cool, though, if you could get it to work.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, there's always emulation, because I do actually own pretty much every single Monster Hunter game, so no moral quandaries there. So you are not excited at all about Monster Hunter Rise coming out on the Switch?
Not really. I don't really use my Switch. It's weird. Like I used to be all about mobile gaming. My first console was the original brick Game Boy, and so it's like I grew up loving handhelds. I remember I got the Game Boy Advance SP, and like before I even knew it,
Oh,
it
dude,
existed.
that shit blew my mind when the SP came out.
A backlit screen. I didn't have to wait for street lights to like get an ounce of light to play like a few turns and then do it again like 30 seconds later. Like it blew my mind. Oh man! But now it's like I feel if I am in a situation where I can play like a portable game, I'll probably just watch something on my phone or get up and go play an actual video game. Because now I have, a PC. Why would I want a Switch?
Right.
But I mean, to be fair, Switch does have an amazing lineup of games. They're just not really for me.
Yeah, thankfully some newer games have come out recently where I was like kind of it, like the new Paper Mario. I fucking loved Paper Mario as a kid.
I heard good things, yeah.
So I still have to finish that. Fuck. Nobody roast me in chat about that. I'm working on it. All right, let me finish Horizon first, and then we'll get to it. But are there any games in particular that that Chonky is excited about coming out?
No. I'm just in like a rut of like expectation when it comes to video games. Like the last game I was actually excited for was Doom Eternal, and while I had a good time playing it, there's a lot of things I don't like about Doom Eternal. And then just other than that, like nothing really piques my interest anymore. I'm sure if they were to say Tekken 8, I'd be like, yes, I'll buy it now. But yeah, nothing has been announced. No new IPs or sequels or remasters, really. Or well, maybe the Demon Souls remaster. That'll be good. But like, yeah, nothing's really. Oh, I can't wait for this. Ooh, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to anything.
Now
is hurt too many times.
I was gonna say so that's mainly because of getting burned on other releases so far.
Yes,
man, 2020 has just been shite all the way around. Oh man, so I mean, as you've alluded to, you definitely have streamed many fair share of indie games, as well as Tekken, of course. Now, what would you say aside from Tekken? What have been some of your favorite games to stream?
Mordhau actually has been a lot of fun. Ever since the newer update where they have 16-man lobbies instead of like 48 or 60. I've been really enjoying it, and I've actually got some sick plays. So Mordhau is a lot of fun. I'm on the fence on if I like to stream Ark or not, because I play a lot of Ark in my downtime, but it's the kind of game where it's like, does chat want to watch me raise baby dinosaurs for 4 hours, or sit there and make kibble or something, or like build a base? Like, I don't know. That's just more like busybody work.
I mean, we watch your bug streams.
That's true.
You're building a base for the bugs, and you're raising. I mean, bugs are basically just really tiny dinosaurs, anyways. They're all old as shit. So
they really are. Yeah, that is a fair statement. Actually, marbles on stream is a lot of fun too. If you can get,
you
like,
are the only person that has ever got me to actually play marbles on stream, by the way, and I hate you for it.
It's like it's so mischievous. Like when I did my 24-hour stream earlier this year. That was honestly what kept me going, because I didn't know what I was going to do. It's like, well, I know I'm not going to do 24 hours straight of Tekken. That's like, I am going to play Tekken, but what else am I going to do?
Oh, that'd be nauseating.
Wow, right? But it was, yeah, we would spend like 2.5, 3 hours in a row playing marbles on stream, and it was the most fun shit ever. Like that made the day. And then in the last like hour of the 24-hour stream, I'm spent, I'm exhausted. My face is like sweaty and kind of pale, and there's like pictures of me like falling asleep while streaming, so it's like one eye is like totally shut and the other one's just like kind of lazy. And but I remember like, so in the last couple of races, I'm sitting back in my chair trying to like, I'm not falling asleep. Oh, so and so passed the other one. Yep. And then like I start to doze off, and then I would come to, and I'd realize that the camera's like panned away from the track. And so it's like, oh, well, let me just like play around with the camera like I wasn't just falling asleep on stream. Like there isn't a camera pointed right at my face. It's like, I thought that was pretty funny. Like looking back on it.
I think that's one of the hilarious things about 24-hour streams. You start catching people like just falling out.
Right.
Oh,
but
man.
we did it. We did it. 24 hours completed. It was great.
Great. When's the next one?
Good question. When's my next tournament? Also good question.
I've been thinking about doing another 24-hour stream. They can be fun as long as you don't overdo it.
Yeah, I think I would do, instead of another 24-hour stream, it's like I can do it. It's just really hard.
Oh yeah.
And to keep my content at the level of like appreciation I would want to have for it, I think I would stick to 12-hour streams.
I mean, that's what I did for my birthday. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up super early and I'm gonna stream from like I'm gonna catch like the like super late night people, like all the Aussie streamers and people that I know. Like I'm gonna catch them when they're getting off stream. I'm gonna catch the morning people that I for some reason am friends with. And for those of you that don't know, I hate morning people for the most part in general.
The nighttime is the right time.
Exactly. Just not my cup of tea of people. I mean, there's exceptions to the rule, of course, but hey. And then I was like, oh, I was just stream all the way through till like 3 o'clock in the morning the next day. And then I was like, I got closer and closer to it, and I was like, maybe I'll do like 16 hours. 16 hours sounds good. Because I thought about like how many games do I legitimately like plan, like what do I want to get accomplished on my birthday? And I was like, all right, well, I want to do this in Monster Hunter, do this in Horizon, do this on Tekken. I came up with like 3 or 4 games. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just assign like a 4-hour block to each of these.
Nice.
I wound up doing like a 1.5 hour mukbang stream anyways. Because for some reason, as soon as I got my food, I was like, you know what? I could cut the stream and go eat or put up my BRB screen and like scarf down something real quick. But I was just like, fuck it. What I've been drinking since like 11 o'clock in the morning. So I was just like, I'm just sitting there with Chinese food, just chowing down.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, like as soon as I changed my category to just chatting, just fucking like 18 new people came in and just my chat was going way too fast for me to keep up with. And I was like, why do people like this?
Yeah, I don't know. Some people, personally, I'm not like against mukbang, but I don't get how people can just be like, it's great content. It's just someone stuffing their face and like, no, sorry. It's not my favorite kind of content, but you know, you do you, I guess.
Although I have found a new use for my desk cam over here. This is now officially from my birthday deemed the beef cam.
The beef cam.
Because this was pointed directly at my Mongolian beef for most of the stream.
Ooh. That'd be a good cam. Just looking at food the whole time.
That's the content y'all come here for, right? Oh man. So since you haven't really been stoked for any new games coming out, I mean, I'm sure you're excited about season 4 for Tekken 7, at least until they announce Tekken 8.
Right.
Any new particular hardware upgrades you're thinking about for the setup?
I want to get more RAM. I want to get an SSD. I have a couple monitors I could hook up to my computer, and I have a docking station, so I'd have multiple USB outputs or inputs. But I need more RAM for that because I only got like 16 right now. But I want a new camera. I have been like thinking of utilizing like multicam stuff. So like you have your beef cam, and on my snake stream, I have, you know, the laptop camera and then the other one looking at the snakes. But I think it would be cool to have like multiple cameras for this setup. Like I have my cat bed on the other side of the room. I've had people ask me to put a camera on my chubby kitty.
Yes.
And then maybe something.
The world needs a cat cam.
Exactly. And then maybe I'd, you know, put another camera somewhere else. You know, who knows?
I will tell you, you know, as far as, you know, even me setting up this camera, USB extension cords are your best friend.
Yeah, I got one. I need to find it.
So aside from RAM, no plans to hop on the 3000 series RTX train or anything like that?
Nah, I have a 1080, and as much as I'd like to upgrade, like that's more of like a novelty upgrade. The 1080 will still get me through most things for now.
Yo, the 1080 is such a freaking beast. Like people sleep on that card. I don't know. Like I see a bunch of people that are like just starting streaming. They're like, oh my god, I need a 3090, and I'm like, let's pause for a second here. Your CPU and RAM are a little bit more important than making shit look pretty on your screen. And if you get a decent CPU, that's gonna take you a lot further than getting a beefy ass GPU. So let's start there, and then pick up a 1080 for you can pick up a 1080 for like $220 on eBay right now.
That's crazy. I paid like 500 for mine, but that was a few years ago.
Yeah, I saw a couple on eBay because I've been looking at getting a 1080 for my Plex server, because my mom keeps taking all of my fucking Plex server resources, and every time in the blue moon that I actually have a chance to watch something, my Plex server is like, you have too many streams going, so fuck you. I was like, all right, I guess I'm watching regular Netflix then. Yeah, a couple people in chat say they've been rocking 10 series GPUs too. It's just, I don't know. Graphics cards seem to be, like, ironically enough, one of the least important upgrades, at least as of right now.
And it's like, I think it's just more like a flexing point. Like when you have teenage kids who are like, I'm wearing this shirt with this pants and this bag and this belt and these pants and these socks and this underwear, and it's like my whole outfit's like $30,000. It's like, who gives a shit? Like, I have a 3080 so I can play Among Us. It's like, it's useless. Like, come on, just get something that gets the job done. If you really need to upgrade, do it. But nobody wants to hear you brag about it.
Oh, I would love if somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh, I have a 3080," and I go to their channel and they stream, like, they literally just stream like Among Us and Fall Guys, and I would literally just be like, "Bro, I could do that on my phone." Like,
right?
Oh man. Learn this from Chonky if you guys take nothing else from this podcast. Do not blow money on stupid shit. Spend your money wisely. Like buying bugs.
Yeah. Like buying bugs or an expensive helmet for your cosplay that I'm waiting on in the mail. But don't be smart with your money.
Buy other dumb things, but
exactly
dumb things that other people will enjoy. Like
buy
cosplay.
My merch.
Yeah, buy Chonky's merch too while you're at it. I'll have the link down below in the description.
I'll just shamelessly plug my link tree. It's got all my connections.
Well, I'm gonna grab your link tree and I'm gonna put it in that video description, and that's how we gonna do that. It'll save me a lot of copy pasting.
Perfect.
Oh man. So, if you haven't been streaming for the past 2 years, what does Chonky see himself doing? Like, what would Chonky be doing right now if he wasn't a content creator?
I'd probably be in much better shape. So a few years back, I was almost 300 pounds, and I spent like almost a year and a half working out 5 to 6 days a week, mostly 2 hours long, sometimes an hour. But I went from almost 300 to a fit 200. Like, I look good, I look buff. It was great. And then I got sick and my appendix ruptured, and I literally had to lay down for like 2.5 months, and it started this downward spiral of depression, which, I've bounced back from. But after that, like, streaming helped me recover. And if I wasn't doing streaming, I would probably have gone back to fitness, which I'm now trying to do fitness and streaming. And that's just really hard.
Oh yeah, I mean they're two sides of the same coin. There, I mean, sitting on your ass all day playing video games, or working out. And I tell you, I definitely tried to find a decent balance. As far as fitness is concerned, though, I mean, there's a couple of different ways that you can kind of incorporate that. Because like Major Hurricane, he does point redemptions for push-ups and stuff like that. That's something you could delve into. I have one. I actually have it in my closet right now, but it's like one of those like latex, like rubber band, like resistance band training systems, but it's just like a plate you put down on the floor, and then you can do squats, you can do presses on it, you can do something like that, so that like if people drop subs in your channel or something like that, you got to bust that out real quick, and you can just keep that right next to your desk. You gotta have.
Well, I actually have a family of kettlebells right next to me. Because
there you go. I love kettlebells.
Yeah, when I was doing fitness, they were like my thing at home that I would do. And so on my last stream, actually, when I was playing that game Manos that I mentioned earlier, I was dying all the time, constantly. And so chat was like, do something like, when you get a game over, do like a couple push-ups. And since I couldn't do it on camera, I transitioned to doing arm workouts and then squats with kettlebells, and that was rough. I was like doing reps for like 3 hours.
There you
And,
go.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. So I definitely want to incorporate exercise in my streaming more, because that was really fun, actually. A really cool idea that I've actually finally like done, and maybe tone it back, maybe go a little easy next time so that I'm not dead the next day. But yeah, it was good stuff.
Don't forget leg day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, trust me, my legs are noodles right now.
Yeah, I'm getting that way too. I've spent way too much time between working at home and then streaming like right after work. I'm like, oh, you know, I can, while I'm waiting for a video to render, I'll just sit here and do curls or something, and then my legs are like, but hello, excuse me, are you forgetting something, guys? Streamers don't have legs. This is a total fallacy. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to streamers. Don't have legs. Chonky's just half cyborg. He's literally just a real life Gigas. He just doesn't have the tubes and stuff. He's Gigas 2.0. The tubes are all internal.
Right. Oh, and I don't have a daughter. That's a lie.
Now, 2 years is, as we mentioned, a very rough, long period of time to stay consistent with something.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people can't really do it on their own. So I gotta ask, do you have like a particular role model or motivator that's really helped you kind of push yourself at all?
Not like consistently. There's been periods like because I don't really watch a whole lot of streamers, because my spare time is, if I'm not working, I'm normally streaming or watching something or playing a game, so I don't spend a lot of time
taking care of your farm of bugs and
Exactly.
reptiles. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a lot of work too.
There's been a handful of streamers here and there that it's like I'll watch and be like, I like how they did this, or I really like that they incorporated this, or how they did this with their community, or how they have this special effect or this kind of cutaway. And so I've just kind of like, taken things from here and there. But I can't think of a single one that stands out above the rest where it's like, this is my streaming role model. So I don't know. Sorry, I don't have like a proper answer for that question.
Oh no, that's more than a proper answer. Now, would you say you have anybody in your personal life that's really kind of like motivated you to keep streaming?
My buddy Panda has been pretty good in terms of like, hyping me up. He'll be like, yeah, it was good. Like if I like, I'll end my stream and I like doing whatever afterwards, getting food, using the restroom, whatever, and he'll call me and be like, hey man, good stream. I really like that this happened and this stuff, and like, yeah, the way you handled this and did that, good stuff, man. So it's like, it's nice to, it's nice that he's got my back.
Just that locker room back tap, like, hey, good game.
Yeah, yeah. And then he'll be like, I really don't like this person. You should let me ban him. It's like, hey, slow down. It's all right.
Panda, slow down on the power trip, man.
Nah, but he's good. Like he's never crossed the line before.
It's always good to have solid mods like that. Big shout
out to the mods.
Hell yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Good shit, man. Mod squad is where it's at. Mods are what make Twitch, man. It's great. It's like I mean, of course, you should be monitoring your own chat, but it's always great to just have somebody that's like got your back for when shit gets dumb.
It's like, because I can't always leave a match. Like if I'm in Tekken, yeah, I'll throw a dab out if you do the dab command or whatever. But like if I'm in something where it's engaging, I want to win. And then you have someone in chat or like a bot where it's like, hey, you want new followers? Go to this link and click on this and join now. It's like, no, ban that, get that out of my chat. But then sometimes I don't even need to say it. Like I'll see it in chat, and before I can even say anything, it just poof, disappears. And it's like, you got my back. I love you guys. Like, thank you.
Hell yeah. That's when you know you got good mods. When you don't even gotta say anything. You just look over. Oh, all right, that's handled. Moving on.
Hell yeah.
It's so great not having to like break your train of thought when you're in the middle of something. Oh man. Well, we are definitely coming up on time for this episode of Let's Chat. Chonky, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and talking to me, talking to everybody that's come here. Thank you guys for watching this live on Twitch. Thank you everybody at home in the future watching this on YouTube when I get this uploaded eventually. But I'm gonna try to get better on uploading things on a regular basis. But Chonky, why don't you tell us where we can find you, when we can find you, and what we can find you doing?
Well, I stream 4 days a week on twitch.tv/Chonky. If you'd like to see my link tree, it's Chonky. So linktr/ee.chonky. And that'll take you to all my socials that I use for streaming, Twitter, my merch page. And that's pretty much it. But I don't do a whole lot of other social media. But yeah, guys, like, come on by, check me out. Discord is open to anybody. If you go to my channel, just click the Discord button. If you want to add me on Snapchat, on my Twitch channel, I got my little snap code. Hit me up.
Yep, and we'll have all the links for you guys on YouTube down below in the description. And yeah, this has been an episode of Let's Chat. And of course, as always, my Vikings, may the gods be with you all. Skull.
Skull.
Gigas! Skalmen! Skilleklockning! Gigas! Skalmen! Skilleklockning! Gigas! Skalmen!
Hey guys, it's me, Mr. Pip Darty. I just wanted to make a quick announcement after the outro here that I'm loving doing the Let's Chat podcast. I think they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to do live on Twitch as well, but I do need your help. If you guys have a content creator that could use a little bit more exposure or you think would just be fun to have a sit-down interview with, to make a little autobiography about them, please let me know down in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, while you're listening, I just wanted to let you guys know that we do have new merch on the way, so stay tuned. My merch page is linked down below in the description. And while you're waiting for the merch to come out, you can check out our partners over at Humble Bundle, where you can help raise money for local and global charities of your choosing, as well as help support me as a content creator by purchasing yourself video games, most of the time at discounted prices. There are many other ways to support me completely free of charge though, like liking this video and subscribing to my channel, as well as checking me out on my various social media platforms that are also linked below Chonkys down in the video description. And thank you all for listening.